Hey everyone, it's Craig Campbell from Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards with another installment of the deep dive look at the 1956 Topps set. And again, it's my favorite set, and today we're looking at Joe Astroth. He was a catcher for the Kansas City Athletics, and first thing I want to point out is I love the catcher poses, especially this one here is really so good. You've got the umpire with his hand just above his waist, and they're both looking up at a foul tip, and it's just the artwork is just fantastic with the catcher's gear. Notice the bill of his cap on the back of his neck, and the umpire with the chest protector. You don't see the batter though in the image, and but it's just a great, just one of the best images I think in the 1956 set. I just love that, and just a real nice smile of Joe Astroth, a catcher for the Kansas City Athletics. You can see this is card number 106, and his home was in Philadelphia. He was born in 1922, 5'10", and about 190 pounds. So let's take a look at Joe Astroth and his career. I mean, he had an interesting career. As a catcher, he was known as a solid defensive player. His career percentage of caught stealing, 49%, ranks among the all-time best. And he was 187 pounds, but fairly short catcher at 5'9". Astroth is one of only 9 players to collect 6 RBIs in a single inning. Yeah, that's right, 6 RBIs in one inning, a remarkable feat which he accomplished in 1950 as a member of the Philadelphia Athletics. Astroth had left college in 1942 and began serving in the United States Coast Guard during World War II. He was on a team in New London, Connecticut at the Coast Guard Academy, and he was seen there by scout Tom Fleming, and he recommended him to the Philadelphia Athletics. Astroth was also offered a contract to join the Dodgers by George Sisler. The year 1945 was a big year for Astroth. Immediately following his discharge, he was offered a contract as an amateur free agent with the Philadelphia Athletics at the age of 22. His major league debut came on August 13th of 1945, when he entered the game as a pinch hitter without ever having played a single minor league game. He appeared in 10 games that season with 18 plate appearances. His 17 at-bats resulted in 1 hit, 1 run scored, 1 RBI, and 1 strikeout. In 1949, Astroth at age 26 was back home with Philadelphia. He appeared in 55 games for the Athletics, batting .243. For the next 4 years, Astroth would share the catching duties with an ever-changing cast of catchers, appearing in more than 100 games only once in 1952. His best offensive numbers peaked in 1953 when he hit .296. In 1955, the Athletics, who were forever linked with Philadelphia and Connie Mack, moved to the west to Kansas City, and Astroth and Wilmer Shantz shared the catching duties. Astroth caught in 100 games, but he drove in only 23 runs while hitting .252. Astroth's final day in the major leagues came on May 13th of 1956, as he played in 8 games, producing only 1 hit. He was optioned to the San Diego Padres, which was the Cleveland Indians affiliate in the Pacific Coast League. He did play in 96 games there. And in 1957 and 58, Astroth played for the Buffalo Bisons, the A's AAA team in the International League. For his 10 years in the major leagues, Astroth played in 544 games. He enjoyed his professional playing days, despite mostly playing for second division teams. Again, that 6 RBI game that he had was really the highlight in one inning of his career. There were a few funny stories. He talked about one time when Mickey Mantle had hit one of the longest home runs in Yankee Stadium history. And Astroth had called for a fastball, but the catcher threw him a changeup. And he walked out to the mound after Mantle hit the home run, and he said, very seriously, "Well, I'm glad we didn't throw him the fastball." And former teammate Joe Demestri always remembered Astroth with a verbal presence. He was always a talker. He was kind of a clubhouse lawyer, and he had an opinion. He would talk, and talk. And when it came to pitchers, Astroth was the personal catcher for Bobby Shantz the year that he won the MVP in the American League. Astroth had really good defensive abilities, but his career just, he never really hit all that well, and he really struggled with hitting. And Astroth, his baseball card, this 1956 Topps, of course, this was the last year appeared in the major leagues, but this is his last card, obviously. And he had a 1951 Bowman through 55 Bowman issue. He was in the 52 Topps, the 53 Topps, and then, of course, this final card, the 1956 Topps. Joe finished with 1,579 at-bats for his career. He had 401 hits with 13 home runs, finishing with a 254 average. You always remember that he loved his baseball career and he wouldn't have traded it for anything in the world. And Joe Astroth died in May of 2013 in Florida at the age of 81 years of age. So this is Joe Astroth. Again, just one of those really neat catcher cards. And a guy who had a decent career. He was a good defensive catcher, played on some very poor teams, and really was not much of a hitter in the major leagues. But still, Joe Astroth, major league career, almost 1,600 at-bats. Guys, this is part of the hobby of collecting for me. It's the common guys that make up the sets. And as I've always said, we always enjoy the superstars and the Mickey Mantles, the Willie Mays, the Hank Aaron's, Eddie Matthews of the card collection. But it's these common players that I find so much interest in their story and their major league career. So I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive as we're looking at Joe Astroth and his 1956 Topps card. Everybody, have a great day.